All right, we'll call the meeting to order. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Made it.
It wasn't. Yeah, people are not helping me out.
You only missed the pledge.
All right.
Visitors declaration of audio video recording.
Gilpin's live stream as always.
Thank you, Charlie. Sharon, roll call.
Gary Hall.
Here.
Jeremy Smell.
Here.
Tina Thompson.
Here.
Kevin Miller.
Here.
Charles Stahl.
Here.
Tim Miller.
Here.
Sharon Long here. SARPD.
Moving on, do we have any amendments to the agenda?
Yes, we need to add, under old business, the zoning review that was discussed at the last meeting, and Charlie sent emails out to everybody with revisions of all the zoning changes. And there's one other item we want to discuss at that point, and I'll get that.
I would like to make a motion to add zoning review as G under old business.
I'll second Charlie's motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Oh, sorry, no, I jumped the gun.
Opposed?
Can we add the articles under, old business, just to be safe? I know we've got a couple different, bullet points for the park, but I'd rather not tempt fate with the DCD, or I'm sorry, with the Department of State here, so.
I would like to make a motion to add articles of incorporation for the Joint Recreation Authority as H on the agenda.
Old business.
Yeah, that's,
Under old business.
Under old business.
I'll second Charlie's motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
thank you.
And I is other. Sharon, are you good? Okay. Visitors written request. I have two. Mr. Pastava.
Royal Passageway with the Gilpin Park. First of all, I'd like to thank the board for sending the full donation to the park this year. It helps us out a lot. Second of all, the main thing is the Scouts have the park rented July 13th through 16th, Monday and Thursday, 4 to 8. As in past years, 8 to 4, I'm sorry.
I was like, wait.
My mind's elsewhere. As always, I mean, it's a good event for the Scouts. They usually have 40 to 50 kids, and they bring supervision, almost like a 2-to-1 ratio. They use all the pavilions, the different stations, activities, whatever. Personally, I think it's a good thing for the kids to do, keep them off the streets. That being said, I'm asking the board to post the closure notice, if it's to approve the closure, and to post a notice a week or two or whatever ahead of time. The park will be closed from 8 to 4, 13th through the 16th. I mean, they have, in the past, we've tried just closing the road, since it is a township road, to traffic. And I've got in matches with people and everything. This is a community park, I have the right to be here, da 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 da. These are young kids, and I'm sure that, and the supervisors they're responsible for those kids. You know, they don't want strangers, even though I would see Tina out there, you know, they don't know, because it's like a district type, it's not local Scouts, it's district. They're responsible for them, they're going from pavilion to pavilion, crossing the road, and strangers, like I said, anymore, that I feel, you know, they shouldn't be there. So I'm asking you, the board, to approve the closure, just close the park from 8 to 4, 13th to the 16th, if you would.
I'd like to make a motion to add Park Road James Leach Road closure as D under new business.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Great, Rob, we will take action on that under new business. Thank you. Mr. Martin, you're up, sir.
Yes. James Martin, 271 Godfrey Road. I understand you're talking about putting salt in the roads, building salt buildings. With my experience working with the state, East Franklin Township, and over 25 years here, no salt on these roads. These are clay-based roads. The drainage system isn't properly adequate to handle the runoff, and it will destroy your roads. We had a township employee put a mix, ashes and salt, and went out Sheer Road, and when it comes spring, there's no road left. And we had tarred and chipped that, just blew it apart. Salt is no good in this type of community, in this type of geographical area. The state is set up for it, but we're not.
No.
Thank you, Mr. Martin.
Thank you, Mr. Martin. I have no additional visitors requests, so we can move on to approval of the minutes.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the May 19th and June 8th minutes.
Second.
All
Sorry,
in-
I'm new here,
those-
my supervisor, the surveyor, he didn't come, but, I was, here to, approve, Lean and Gilpin for that survey. I don't know how you do that.
It's on here. At the.
It's, yeah,
What would this be for?
I thought this is the appraisal. No, no.
This is a subdivision
yeah,
survey?
of land, yeah.
Yeah, so that is handled by our planning commission and by our zoning officer. They typically handle any subdivision approvals,
Okay,
not
so
this
that-
board. Planning commission meets
First Tuesday.
the first Tuesday of each
Oh,
month.
it does, okay.
Yes, they
I
would be
didn't
the
know if
ones.
this was a general meeting or.
Yeah, this is our general supervisor meeting. First Tuesday of every month, planning commission would be who you go to for subdivision approvals.
Gotcha.
And then it would come to us after.
And then it
They
comes
rec-
to our-
they make a
our zoning
They
recommendation,
get
it
it,
comes
they
to
get it
Yes.
approved, okay.
Yeah.
Can
If
we-
if you need anything, call me, I'll help you out with that. We've done a couple before, so
Yeah,
I'll give you any guidance,
yeah,
okay?
yeah.
Alright,
Like I
yeah.
said, he was supposed to be here, meet me, but apparently he had other plans.
Well, you wanna get, like Charlie said, first step is get with the planning commission.
Okay,
Like I said, call me and I'll help you out.
yeah.
Alright,
So that's July
July.
first.
July 1st, yeah.
First Tuesday.
So,
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Seven.
sorry, July 7th.
July seventh.
July 7th.
July 7th at this building at 6 p.m.
Okay, good to know.
Now, I don't know where I think,
I made a motion to approve the minutes and then Gary seconded.
okay,
And then
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Sharon, financial report?
In the capital reserve fund, starting balance is $105,955.40. Total receipts of $25,000, leaving an ending balance of $130,955.40. In the general fund, starting balance is $73,441.81. Total receipts of $407,136.16. Total disbursements of $134,725.43, leaving an ending balance of $345,852.54. In the payroll fund, starting balance is zero. Total receipts of $26,905.47. Total disbursements of $26,905.47, leaving an ending balance of zero. In the LSA planning account, the balance is zero. In the MAP planning account, the balance is zero. In the non-uniform pension fund, the balance is zero. In the DCNR park grant account, the starting balance is zero. Total receipts of $36,559.24. Total disbursements of $10,862.50, leaving an ending balance of $25,696.74. In the road bond fund, the starting and ending balance is the same of $9,003.26. In the state fund, the starting balance is $214,271.24. Total receipts of $946.14, total disbursements of $2,509.10, leaving an ending balance of $212,708.28, and that's all.
Motion to approve the financial report.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? I think we're out of, okay, bills to be paid, 6:15. So 6:15, we have to pause to do that, but, bills to be paid,
Make a motion, we pay the bills.
Second that.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Review of the fiscal audit 2025.
Looks like we passed again, if I'm reading that correctly.
We need to make a motion to,
I think we do, so I'll make a motion to accept the 2025 audit.
A second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Sorry.
I was just gonna say real quick, Sharon, how was working with that? Because if everyone recalls, we were kind of a little nervous getting into this. 'Cause it was
Oh,
so
that's
cheap.
right, it was the new.
How did the process go for the audit?
I mean, it was different, because everything was just handled through emails.
There was no in-person or
No.
emailed everything?
No,
Okay.
and no, taking of any specific records, it was just, she asked for certain things and I sent it, so that's the
Okay.
part that was different, I was, the other one was here,
Here in person, pulling
Yeah.
files, yeah.
yeah.
Okay, I was just curious, because I know we were all kinda,
Too good to be true on the
yeah,
price,
yeah. Thank you.
and we passed, so.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Tim said just talk for another minute. We have to be a little out of order because under old business B, the cable franchise hearing, we have to read this at 6:15 based on the posting. So we're gonna have to skip around a little bit on the agenda. I don't have 6:14. I have
And
6.
612.
I have 6:12.
Give your solicitor's report.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Your solicitor's report,
Are
2
you
minutes?
okay? I do have a need for an executive session, but we'll have to wait until
Every-
after the 6:15.
Sure, I'll
You have 3 minutes.
soapbox for a minute here. Unfortunately, I don't really have much. Everything else is
Oh,
kind of mixed into what is going on with the agenda. I will say that I've been receiving various case law updates, and there's been a lot of not changes, I want to say, but updates regarding the right to know law. So I told Oklahoma last week that I would put it together a memo for them for this group, Oklahoma, Bethel, and all my other municipal clients. I'll name them all so I can drag off. The county, the prison board, everybody that I do work for. Just so we're all up to speed on it. Nothing crazy in terms of those changes.
Tim, can you tell us about yesterday's Supreme Court decision on the
Yeah,
skills games?
so
Since we're filling time.
yeah, I was thinking about that because it obviously has some impact on things down the road here. So skill games are now essentially considered slot machines in Pennsylvania. And will be taxed and regulated, and more importantly, I think for a lot of people will be policed under the criminal statutes as well.
And that's after 120 days, right? They did 120 days.
Yeah,
stay.
they're not gonna, they basically have told, so what this PA Supreme Court does a lot is they'll make a ruling, but they'll say, legislature, go figure this out, clean up these aspects of this. And that's essentially what they did yesterday is say, you got 120 days to kind of iron this out. I don't know, knowing the legislature, that's probably wishful thinking on their
Yeah,
part.
it is budget season.
I will say one other thing too, on a personal note. I recently had a friend who passed away. He had a really smart guy, attorney, Northwestern grad. He fell in some hard times and got horribly addicted to nitrous oxide of all things. And the problem with this drug is that it's easily accessible pretty much anywhere. There is a bill that's in the Senate committee right now in Pennsylvania. Now, my friend lived in California. They're about to pass a bill to outlaw and stop vape shops from selling this stuff for essentially recreational purposes. But there's a bill being proposed in the PA Senate by a senator out east. So I don't know, it's kind of a passion thing for me at this point now. So I would, I think this is really something that impacts a lot more people than I ever realized, quite frankly. So I would just say, call your senator, call your local representative, because right now this stuff is like, basically there's one of the most frustrating. So my friend was going through that. I know I'm really going long now, but whatever. My friend was really going through this for about 2 years, a little less than 2 years. He got divorced, there's a whole thing. He just really fell on hard times. But he was going to vape shops and getting these canisters of this stuff almost daily that were about this big. Really no questions asked, no rhyme or reason or anything to it. So, and I hate to say this, but there were times talking with him that I wished he had done heroin, because at least he would have had some moment of clarity. Whereas with this, it was just nonstop. He went to rehab, he was in jail, and would immediately get out and be right back on this. So I don't know. I just think this is something that really impacts the community. Like I said, it's in committee right now with the state Senate. I would just, consider it. If you have a minute, maybe call your local senator, Mr. Pittman, and say, hey, this is something that's important. It will literally save lives. So that's all I have. So Chris,
I'll make a motion to approve the solicitor's report.
I thought you were going to chime in there. Sorry about that.
I think he was just gonna say we were 6:15.
No, we had one like that in the city. Something.
Yeah.
All of that.
Yeah. I mean, it just,
Local.
it's pretty terrible. So,
Accepted it? Did you
I
second
seconded,
it?
yes.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right,
all right. No, I bummed everyone out. Let's do
great,
this.
thanks for the sound.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Tim.
Well, it popped in my head.
Good evening, this is a public hearing of the Township Board of Supervisors regarding cable franchise renewal for Gilpin Township. This public hearing is held pursuant to section 626 of the Federal Cable Act, which sets forth the process for franchise renewal. The township's current franchise with Comcast is within the industry norm renewal window, and the township is beginning the process of renewing the franchise. This public hearing is a part of the preliminary portion of the franchise renewal, in which the township reviews the cable operator's past performance and identifies the township's future cable-related community needs. As such, as a part of this public hearing, we invite comments from any citizens who wish to speak regarding either or both of the aforementioned subjects. Franchise renewal is the best opportunity for municipalities to assert their rights with respect to their cable operator and to obtain important benefits in return for granting the cable operator the right to use their public rights of way. These benefits include state-of-the-art cable system, now and in the future, strong customer service standards, free services to community facilities, better reporting requirements from cable operators, maximized franchise fees, public, educational, and government channels, if desired, PEG capital support funding, if desired, legal protection of rights of way, and better mechanisms to enforce the franchise agreement. These are just some of the potential benefits available through franchise renewal. Citizens may address these items or any other cable-related items that are important to them. We will open the hearing for citizens' comments. Thank you.
This is normally how they go. Anyone that I've been a part of.
You negotiating this as a group with the other municipalities? They did before, to get the best deal they could.
That unfortunately is not something that happens in Armstrong County anymore. Everyone kind of does this on a free-for-all basis. I guess I'll just throw in some comments. I do know, according to code, since our last franchise renewal, there are some new items under the definition of revenue, which leads to a potential increase in our franchise fee that we do get quarterly from Comcast. So there is potential here to up our income a little bit with the renewal of this franchise. Other than that, it's all pretty standard language. Cohen is the industry expert, I would say. I think Tim would agree with that. They're the one everyone goes to.
Absolutely.
They have all the contacts to Comcast. They have the boilerplate that they'll get Comcast to approve. We just did this in Ford City this past year, and did see a little bit of a bump in our franchise fees. It isn't going to be a short process. Comcast drags this out as long as possible. We'll be lucky if in a year we have the final franchise agreement, but maybe it'll move faster now. Just throwing all that out there. One thing I think I'd like to focus on from a public safety standpoint in this, if we can, is everyone sees all the time the trees hanging on lines everywhere. The trees fall, the cable companies never come to cut them off. It's more Windstream than anyone, but Comcast is guilty of it too, so I don't know. We can work with Cohen if there's a way to include certain response times within this franchise agreement that requires them to come and get those off. Don't know if that's possible, but maybe something just to throw out there to maybe help us.
You know, that's.
Just imagine a cable company's probably not gonna
I
be.
would imagine not too, but this would be the time to ask.
Yeah,
So,
sure.
just
I'm not
something to
aware
throw
of
out
any
there as we
responsibility.
work with COVID over this next 6 months to a year to get this ironed out.
Yep. Any other visitors' comments on the public hearing?
In the public hearing.
Public hearing is over at 6:21 p.m. Going backwards, back up to executive session, I do have a need for information gathering and personnel for an executive session. So I would like to make a motion to head to executive session at 6:21 p.m.
Good question.
Oh.
Is there going to be action to come out of it, or is this something that could wait till the end of the meeting?
It's necessary.
I think it's necessary in advance of some of the other
Okay.
topics within.
Just curious.
So make a motion.
Yeah,
to
so we need a
executive
motion.
session.
I made
Sorry.
a motion to go.
I'll
I'm looking for a second.
motion.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Huh? Do you have glasses?
I said we don't need glasses.
Second.
Returning from executive session at 6:51. Partially frozen, but back.
We were on A.
I don't know where we
We
are.
were on A of old business.
Response to visitors' comment. I don't think that we have any visitors' comment from last meeting requiring follow-up or response. I was not at the meeting, so I
No.
apologize. Okay. Moving on to C, property appraisal.
So I'll take that one. Not much to update. I reached out to Tchaikovsky Real Estate. I talked to, I think the guy's named Wally Tchaikovsky, and he's in the process. We found out there was a third parcel that was kind of tucked back in.
Is that tiny little
It's like,
triangle
yeah,
across the road? Yeah.
correct, behind the creek, landlocked. He was having a little bit of trouble identifying that, but beyond that, I would anticipate that we should have some values to have at the next meeting, and I will reach back out to him again just to keep pushing him in the right direction. So I guess we just need to make a motion to leave that on the table.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed. Great. Revenue generation left on the table.
Again, I'll take that one. No updates at the moment. Still actively seeking out outside sources of income through advertising and other ideas about, possibly renting some space we have. But I would just make a motion that we leave that on the table as well.
Okay, I have a question before we
Absolutely.
do that. I had a conversation, Charlie made a comment to me about the legality of how townships making money.
With the skills games, you mean?
Or as a whole.
Oh, yeah. Just the conversation of, and we talked about this in the meeting. Jeremy's aware of this about you've got to be careful, at least with fees, etc. That any fees you're charging are only enough to recoup the cost of whatever you have into it. We talked about that. in the
Yeah, but
public
I mean,
meeting.
like legally,
You're looking more at like property rental.
legally,
or-
if we
okay.
have
That's
space
fine.
on 66.
That's fine. I
Okay.
don't know what the township code says about leasing or renting out property.
No, you can do it.
That's what I thought. So I mean, yeah, we're good on something like that.
Yeah.
For our basement.
very-
yes,
Based
so-
on our conversation.
Yeah,
I was
It's a
No,
very
it's-
clear on
similar process to selling. But yeah,
And Gary, what you're thinking of is like more specifically to like fees, etc. And we talked about that in
We
the
can't
meeting where
charge
you
an
first brought this
outlandish
up.
fee
Yeah.
and profit from it if our cost
Yeah,
is
we can't
$200,
profit from
we have
fee.
to sell it for 200.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, those are the two main things I'm looking at. Advertisement on highway property that we own. And then secondly would be, I mean, there's a possibility of a land lease, I guess, maybe on the river property that we have, if it would be feasible in some way, kind of far fetched. But I think our other strongest asset is just maybe getting a tenant in our basement. That's all, and we talked about the water authority being a possible tenant, and I still hope they consider and maybe lease some space in our garage down there for storage and stuff, and consolidate some of their expenses and make this a one-stop shop for our residents. So if the water authority, if you're listening, that's what we want from you.
There will not be attending. I have a report to read, but I will share that back.
All right.
I'll make a motion to leave that on the table.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed. Great, thank you. Another tabled item. That's why your meeting was so fast, Gary. You tabled everything.
Places to be.
Occupation privilege tax collection was tabled last meeting.
Tim requested we table this to have a resolution.
yeah. I
Read
reviewed the resolution.
here.
Burkheimer prepared this.
They did not. Sharon
Okay.
could not get a hold of them, so I found samples online and
Okay.
used their samples.
Gil- or-
Resolution 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a very similar resolution to what was adopted in Oklahoma 6
Perfect.
months ago. So
Well, I found ones online, so it was probably like the ones supplied to Oklahoma.
yeah, and then Burkheimer did provide it to Oklahoma. So I had
I think Sharon
I
had
approved it in its current form.
three emails go unread to Burkheimer trying to get a resolution. Finally, I told her I'd get one prepared based on what I could find.
Okay, so we're taking it off the table and we need a motion to
I
approve.
make a motion we approve.
Second, resolution number 5.
Yep.
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Can someone pass that down to Sharon? It's signed.
Pass up to Sharon, please.
And pass this one to Gary because it's signed.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, we- well,
Clearing off my space. Salt building, E.
Salt building,
Oh, F, sorry. God, I've put too many changes of letters in here. F, salt building.
Gary reached out to another company, which passed this to Jeremy, because I looked at it.
If we don't, I'm going to look into what Mr. Martin said about the salt. I'm a little confused about that, but
Yep, same thing.
either way, we need to cover our ashes or whatever we treat our roads with so they don't freeze. That's another avenue. And that's all I have for that right now. We're gonna keep it on the table and continue doing research.
So we need a motion to table salt building discussion.
That's just your plate, that's just.
I will make a motion to table the discussion on the salt building.
Second that.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? G, zoning review?
Zoning review, that is mine. I presented the stuff at the last meeting to make some modifications to the zoning or amendments to the zoning. Shortly thereafter, I think the next day or maybe that night, Charlie very quickly turned around an ordinance that made the amendments to the zoning as though is what we were looking at and discussing. I, at this point, would like to try to consider moving this on for advertising, but I do,
You need a public hearing first.
Yes.
Yep.
before we can advertise,
You have to advertise the public.
We,
Yes.
yeah, we can
Yeah.
advertise, but we're just
Advertise
here.
the public
We wanna
hearing.
take the next step essentially.
You're asking to advertise a public
but
hearing.
there is one thing where in the zoning, in the campground zoning, it requires, on a quarter acre property, you can technically make it a campground. Okay, and a campground, that's not a single campground, that could be 2, 3, 4 different campgrounds, which.
On a quarter acre?
On a quarter acre.
Exactly.
Which doesn't work, and that's part of what we were discussing. I think we need to look at making that like a 2 acre minimum. That before you can establish a campground. That's not a change of the zoning itself, that's a change back in the verbiage.
Yes,
And
yeah.
that-
And Gary called me on this earlier. I prepared just one little change to what everyone has in front of them. It would be adding a section that would be an amendment to section 404.29E or 404.29, which is our section on campgrounds. It's the specific use sections. Adding an E, which would state simply seasonal campgrounds shall have a minimum lot area of 2 acres. That's the only thing I'm proposing to change. That way, whenever it directs them to 404.29 for the specific uses for campgrounds, it would say minimum 2 acres required for that use specifically in that district. And that's in the Rec 2 district, so.
This guy's making faces next to
I'm
me.
just-
Oh, no,
I've seen all kind of facial
I'm sorry,
expressions tonight.
I'm thinking out loud. No, you guys are good.
I think it falls in,
Yeah.
it would
I'm-
fall in both.
I'm writing
one
my
and
to-do
two,
list
right?
here,
Correct.
that's all. I was just.
'Cause
It would be wherever it's permitted.
it's permitted.
Yeah, it
in
would fall
both
into
one
wherever
and
it's
two.
permitted use.
It would be both.
It would fall under
Yeah.
both, which is what we wanna make sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I make a motion that we move forward with advertising for a public hearing to review this ordinance.
And,
With the
well, I was
addition
gonna
of-
say, can I clean that up to
With the
say,
addition of what Charlie just discussed.
to advertise the hearing and the ordinance with
Right.
this amendment?
Yes.
Got that, Sharon? I'll second that. I'll second Gary, as long as you're okay with how I word
I'm
that,
on
Gary. Perfect.
It's a button. Okay, so
And I'll
you
get a
made that
revised copy out to
motion.
everyone after the meeting.
I second.
Sharon, did you get that motion?
Mhm.
You made the motion, Kevin just second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
We didn't say the date or time of the public hearing. Next meeting?
Oh,
Like
well, we
during the
need to
next
set
meeting
the
or
public
before the
hearing.
next meeting, sorry.
We posted,
Can we
we
do that under
agreed to
calendar
advertise it, now we need
editions?
to.
Advertise the hearing and the ordinance, so.
We vote on that, or can we put that under calendar
Calendar
editions?
edition.
We can put, I would say we could put that under calendar editions.
Okay.
I will
July
address it there.
21st is the next meeting.
Yeah, we need 30 days. 30 days from the day we send it to the county, which I can send it to them tonight after meeting.
Now we are on H,
Yeah.
joint recreation, that would be you, Tim.
Yeah, so last month you all approved this, I just need you to reapprove it. Under the Municipal Authorities Act, these votes need to be advertised in a paper of general circulation and the legal journal. My staff sent a letter to the legal journal with a advertising notice in like the beginning of May. So I had Gary execute and sign that last month, and I was prepared to send it out right before Memorial Day. and I was tearing my file apart because I couldn't find the proof of publication from the legal journal. Well, I've gotten a hold of the legal journal and they said they never got it. So I emailed it directly. I have the proof for the legal journal. I have the proof for the Leader Times. This can go out tomorrow. Literally, this thing is ready to go now. So all I need is a vote by the board to once again adopt the Articles of Incorporation effective today, because the new date has to be, or excuse me, the articles need to reflect that date, I should say. So that's all I need.
I'll make that motion. We got that.
Second that motion.
Sharon, you got that?
All in, I'm being waved out. All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Does the board mind if I answer a question from the public here?
Sure.
Please
Go
feel
ahead.
free.
Is Leechburg up to speed?
Yeah, they're actually,
Are them in Gilpin?
they're ahead of us. They're ahead of Gilpin. I don't know what happened. It got mailed.
That's it. Flip the table. We're out of here.
It got mailed to the legal journal early May, I would say. Let's say May 1st, whatever. I assumed we had the proof of publication for it. We did not, and they didn't get our notice. I'm expecting in 2 months they'll call me and say, hey, you still want to advertise this? But I can't retroactively advertise that this board adopted, even though it's in a paper of general circulation. It had to be in both. So it didn't get into the legal journal. It did get into the Leader Times both times. So everything is, and I thought about, maybe we'll just send it and see what happens. But I don't want to, because that's too much. To me, that's going to be a longer delay than just waiting till tonight and having the proofs ready to roll. So I have them all. I got them 2 weeks ago. They got it in the legal journal immediately for me. And it's they publish a legal journal, I think once a week actually. So it was taken care of. Everything's good. This is a silly little problem, but it is what it is. This is the mail, unfortunately, at times in recent years. So, but I got it all worked out. This board adopted it. It's going to the Department of State tomorrow. My staff has the letter, the check, everything ready to go. I'm just gonna hand it, the new signed articles back to them, or back to my staff tomorrow. Go.
And I signed it.
Yep.
So it's already signed.
She just signed it after that vote was
Yes.
taken.
I signed it, so
Thank
we are good.
Yes.
Well, I don't want them to panic and think that we're not.
It's all good here.
Okay.
So I'm hoping by August, September, somewhat in that time frame, this park authority is done, and I can go, here you go. Although I think I'm still technically your solicitor, or maybe not, but
That's to be determined.
yeah, maybe not anymore after this fiasco, but that's all
When
right.
did you say August?
I'm thinking 60 to 90 days to get it turned around, so. But I will let everyone know. Trust me, as soon as I get approval, I will let everyone know about this, so. Okay,
Thank you, Tim.
thank you. Sorry again for the delay on that.
Anything under old business other that hasn't been covered? Moving on to new business. GTMA vacancy. I don't think we have any letters in our.
I think
It
this is
got-
our first meeting since we got the
It got
registration.
intermixed in with their minutes.
Still,
Yeah, it's.
Oh wait,
yeah.
I have police board. Hold on.
Parker resigned.
Yes.
Is the long and short. of
The
it.
long and short is
So
Parker
Parker
resigned.
resigned and we have a
there it
vacancy,
is.
so we just need to.
We have to
we don't have
accept
to- We have
his,
to accept it and
we have
then
to
advertise and just.
accept his resignation.
Everyone's looking at me, I'm not sure.
Should we just accept it?
Just to be safe, I'll make a
Let's-
motion, we
to
accept the
accept it.
resignation of James Parker Skills from the municipal authority.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Great. So now we need to advertise that vacancy.
I don't think we need a motion, just
We can just advertise.
anyone
that.
watching or anyone here, we have a vacancy on the municipal authority if anyone's interested in serving.
I thought that was all changed.
I'm sorry?
Municipal authority, the water
The
authority,
Water Authority? Yes.
I thought that was totally changed, another outfit took that over completely.
No.
No, they hired, we no longer employ are, we
They-
don't have,
okay,
they
yeah.
no longer
You have no
employ,
subcontracted employees.
so they have it contracted
Okay.
out for the employees, but the board still exists.
Okay.
Thanks for asking for clarification. Okay, moving on to paving for the park. Gary, you are up.
Paving for the park, I have had a meeting last week, it's the bid opening for the paving work, which is the milling and putting a base back in and the new top coat for the tennis courts, pickleball courts, and the basketball court. There were 6 people that attended the pre-bid meeting. There was 1 person that actually turned in a bid. Okay, and we have that here. Zachary Laurent is the paper that you're looking at. The nuts and bolts of it is, when it comes down to it, he's got all the proper paperwork here, everything's filled out correctly. He has the bond in place. His number is 107,688.
688.
688 is some change. This is, I think when we worked it out, Rob, what, $6,600 is the difference? Where this is higher than where we hope to be in phase 1 of the park. We are able to use some of the funds from phase 2. These guys, the park authority had secured, and we can replace those in time. We already have an extra $1,000 donation from what we had to raise for phase 2 sitting there. So 1,000 of that can go to us, we're down to 5,600. The bottom line is, we got the advice from DCNR and from McCall to move forward. So I like to make a proposal that we accept this bid, approve this bid tonight for the park. So we can get them notified.
But is this, I thought this bid was over our budget for the work.
It is, and we have funds available, and the money that these guys have raised, and we've got 3 or 4 years of it going towards phase 2,
They'll cover the overage
that
with
we can
that.
still use in phase 1. So
So,
it's covered.
quick question, just so I'm understanding the process. Was there multiple bidders and this is the recommended bid?
No, this is the
This is
only
the only
bid.
bidder.
The
Okay,
person
I
that
missed that.
actually, the person, Holbein, who actually gave us the numbers for the preliminary estimate of the budget, was at the bid meeting and did not bid it.
Chose not to bid.
And when he received a phone call saying, hey, look, why didn't you bid? He said, we were so far off in that estimate that we were embarrassed to come back.
Oh.
And in fairness,
At least to be honest.
Yeah,
well, but in fairness too, when you're dealing with blacktop, you're dealing with an aggregate and oil. Okay, and with the prices of what's happened with oil and gas, the whole thing, I mean, it's just, the price of blacktop's through the roof. It's through the roof. I mean, the finished coat is normally $60 a yard, it's $90 a yard. Today, so it, you know, in fairness, that's why we're over the number we're over. But we have the funds to be able to do this and to continue moving forward.
And there's not concerns that because it was the only bid that there was.
No, there was phone calls made by other people. This was investigation.
And you did say your phase 2 that you're borrowing from can be, you'd have other funds to replace that?
We have, yes, they have funds, we're carrying over approximately $35,000 from the funds, the funds that were raised by the authority for phase 1 into phase 2. We can use part of that money, $600. 1,000 of that we already have extra for phase 2. And so it's a matter of between now and when this is approved in September, and actually when it's funded, if it's funded come January, February, March of next year, we have to have the additional $5,500 in place. So we have to continue raising funds for the balance of the year to replace the $5,500.
I will make a motion. We award the bid to, am I correct? This last page is their company name,
Yes.
Done Right Construction for Paving LLC for the Gilpin Leechburg Park Project Phase 1 milling and paving.
So,
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Moving on to SARPD vacancy. You should have a letter in your packets, that from Kevin Miller, member of our board, with his resignation from his position on SARPD board. Looking for a motion to accept Kevin's resignation from that board.
Motion, we accept Kevin's resignation.
I'll second. All in favor? Opposed? Abstain?
I said aye.
Oh, okay. I was like, anybody? We're good? Okay, so moving on then, we have a vacancy on SARPD board representing Gilpin Township. We are able to open discussion to talk about, is it best to put a member of our board on or community members? We did have 2 letters of interest from the community that were interested in being considered as potential members of that board representing Gilpin. And so at this point, we need to talk through those options and make a decision that we feel best represents the township going forward on the SARPD board
You're saying you have 2 letters of intent.
of interest. So there are 2
Okay.
community members that have submitted letters of interest
Okay.
for the open spot to represent Gilpin
Alright.
Township.
I'd like you to hold that till I get a letter into you. As a representative, which you just said from the public.
So at this point, we need to move forward with it, right? Because we're past public comment.
Yes.
So opening discussion, if there's consideration for a community member, or if we want to move forward, replacing the board position with a member of this board. And that's our first order of discussion, if we are even entertaining community members at this time.
Yeah, I mean, my personal opinion, yes, we should entertain community members. I think this is a good time to get a community member involved with the SARPD board. I think it's a good way to get our residents involved, those that aren't involved here with our board of supervisors. Same way we would with the municipal authority, the rec authority. I think it would be a really good idea to get one of the residents that have submitted involved with the SARPD board. I think they could represent a different standpoint than any of us have as members of the actual elected body. And I think that would be the route to go.
Other,
Yeah, I see value in both, Charlie. I absolutely do. I think that there's positives and negatives to either one. You know, I did reach out to some community members to make them aware that this possibility existed. That was partially due to the fact that I wanted everybody to be aware that that was an option, that we weren't trying to cover something up. And then also I wasn't sure if we would have any interest from within our group as well. I just wanted to make sure we had options, but you know, at this point, I think I would lean towards a board member. If there were interest or if somebody chooses to nominate somebody, I probably would be more inclined to go with a sitting board member at the moment and then look to a resident in the future for as a term expires.
and this term is through, I wrote it down. 2027, to fill out the remainder of Kevin's term, and at that point, we would then, if we choose a member of this board or the member of the community, at that point when that term is over, we would then bring it back to the table for consideration again and could always switch between board and community at that time.
I'm also kind of in agreement with Jeremy. I mean, I'm sitting here looking at Kevin's resignation. And if we have a resignation of a guy that actually was one of the first board members that became part of this board, a guy that was actually part of the establishment or worked to establish this SARPD as a whole. And has been a tremendous supporter of SARPD up until this point, to resign. There's obviously something there that is fair to throw a resident into. I think we've been elected to represent this township by the people of this township. I do realize that the police board has, and we agreed that when we talked before, when Chris was here about bringing the possibility of resident on, I don't know that this is the right time until maybe things are established or calmed down or whatever it may be that created this. I think it's our responsibility to finish this out until the next term becomes available, and then absolutely consider a resident for the position.
Question,
We can't take business this time.
how many people on this board have any idea as
So-
to criminology,
Okay.
law
Uh-huh.
enforcement, and police work?
I'd like to
Those
make a
who
motion
resent-
I'd like to make a motion to open nominations.
Thank you. I will second your motion, Charlie.
And I would like to nominate John Antel, a resident of the township, previous police officer with law enforcement experience.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion to nominate Tina Thompson.
You don't need seconds on nominations, you would need a standard vote on the actual, whoever you pick.
I would make a motion to keep it in-house at this point and recommend Tina Thompson for the commission.
I make a motion to close nominations.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
So then you need your standard motion for.
A roll, I mean, we would usually do
A
a
roll
vote
vote, yeah.
around the table.
But someone should make the motion first.
I make the motion that we do a roll call vote.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Starting a roll call vote, Sharon?
Give me 1 second.
Yeah,
Well,
take
you
your time.
should pick a candidate. I don't know, someone should make the motion.
Yeah, I make a
Historically,
motion.
we've always done like just we
That-
say the name around the table.
At each person.
Whoever gets the majority
That's,
vote.
yeah, because we
That's
had
how we
that
did when we
confusion.
appointed supervisors.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And when we had different for the
All
right.
municipal authority.
Yeah, so Sharon's done roll, whoever, it's
Whoever
their
gets the
turn, they
majority,
make their
yeah.
name, at the end, majority of name.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Okay, Sharon, you,
Gary Hall,
Tina Thompson.
Jeremy Smell,
Tina Thompson.
Tina Thompson.
I'll abstain since I'm on the.
I-
But I would
I
be,
brought this up before when we done this. I don't think an abstention is necessary. There's no financial benefit here. I mean, this is something we've done every time.
Yourself, but you do.
You can vote for yourself. I mean, we all have the ability to vote for
We had
ourselves.
this awkward issue last year.
if there's a tie, I'll break it.
Just abstain.
I'll abstain. If there's a tie, I'll break it. Kevin,
Kevin Miller,
Tina Thompson.
Charles Stoll.
John Antel.
Okay, Tina.
Is that a motion?
thanks, Gary.
You know, our first meeting's tomorrow night at Fort City.
Right, Fort City tomorrow night. Where in Fort City?
The
See you
Fort
there.
City Municipal Building at 6 p.m.
6 p.m. Then we didn't make a motion for that, but whatever.
We don't have to make a motion. Continue on.
Okay, great. I will be there tomorrow night. Park Road. Nope, we do have another one. D. Right?
Yeah.
Park Road added to new business, which is the request of the park.
I would
Or
like to
to
make a
close the road.
motion to close Park Road / James Leach Road from the dates of
July 13th to the 16th.
what everyone else just said
July 13th through the
during
16th.
the set times of 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. and authorize RPD to effectuate that closing.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Your road is closed.
And I just want to add, I said having RPD effectuate because if they effectuate the road closure, it's illegally enforceable. There's fines and penalties for interfering with that.
Chris, all good with that?
Yeah.
You're gonna get, you can get with Teddy and get our signs, whatever we have, you can have.
Now, you're gonna post that the road is closed.
Somebody that runs that
But what do
Facebook
we-
thing or whatever, I'm sorry.
What do we run into like we had before,
You-
close the road? Why can't I walk through there?
If we're doing it,
They
Yeah,
legally
we'll
can't.
post, like, you don't need to, like, we'll do all we'll post it, we'll enforce it, just call us.
That's why
when
we're just
done.
asking for the,
Yep.
the park to be closed. That's, I
Yep.
mean, for 4 days for a good reason, I think people can deviate from their,
Yeah.
come early, come late, whatever.
Close the road at the
And
park.
can we
Okay.
And the police are gonna close
Can
it,
we
so it's
please
legally
put that on
enforceable.
our website?
Yeah. Sharon, do you want me to post it or would you like to?
Doesn't matter.
Your call.
I can do it.
We'll post it on the township website as early as this week so that there's plenty of notice for residents that the park will be closed during those hours.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other new business? Okay, moving on to reports, zone and code. Charlie, I think that's you.
Yeah, it looks like total hours of 11 hours, 10 hours of zoning officer 1 code enforcement hour, multiple violations continuing to monitor. A variance is pending before our zoning hearing board. There are a couple hearings scheduled at the magistrate as well, and some violation notices sent.
I'll motion to accept the zoning report.
A second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Sorry, I'm just getting up. Bob Swarmer, sent me the water authorities report. Road report. Kevin, you're up.
Road report from Ted. Hauled asphalt millings to Janetta Road. Clean section of ditch on Ray Road. Repaired section of guide rail on Evergreen Road. Everybody's noticed they started their first session of mowing. Cleared debris and inlets from the trees from rain that we have been receiving. All of those that are yelling at us about Evergreen Road, there's not a whole lot we can do about that, with people losing power. I have made a few phone calls to see if we can prevent that from happening again. Kind of like the tree that's overhanging 66, that hung there for 2 years. Now we have another one. I'll make another phone call, see if we can get that done. Equipment maintenance, building maintenance, no grass at office and garage. That's all I have.
Motion to accept road report.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? SARPD, Chief, you're up.
Our report, our meeting on Moose, so I don't have a report, it's not approved, but I welcome you. I'm actually really excited because I think you being on the board will squash the nonsense that Gary just talked about. And you actually get to see what is actually happening versus the rumors that you're getting. So I welcome you to the board and I honestly can't wait till you're on there. So, thank you.
Thank you, Chief. I do have one question for you. Evidence locker, do we have I know we were working on that with the,
Yes, ours is built. I'll get the DA's office to come down and the detective to come down and we'll get it all out.
I just checking, because we've kind of
Yep, yeah.
batted that around a little bit, so I just
Yeah,
wanted
now,
to see
now that
where.
it's built on the SRPD end, the DA's office has to do their inventory of all the evidence and.
Do we need a witness for that? Because I'm happy to
I
witness.
definitely wanna see what comes out of that.
And honestly, if
Oh,
we
there's some
could,
interesting stuff in there. Last time we did an inventory, it was pretty interesting.
if we could, when you have a date and time for that, if we could be notified, I do know that there is a distinct odor that comes through there that,
Yeah,
that I would like to give Sharon the option of
we could,
considering alternate space, during that time, just because it is.
if we do it right, we could probably start on like a Friday night and finish it maybe like over the weekend when there's nobody here.
That's fine. If it is gonna be during business hours, I'm not limiting you to not doing business hours, but we just wanna give our secretary the opportunity, not to be present. Still, till we get some ventilation during that. So, thank you, appreciate it. GTMA report, so Bob Swarmer, the chair of that board, wanted to attend but got held up at work. He sent me the following. We have completed around 70 homes for lead service verification. We just had our DEP inspection with some findings involving storage tank deficiencies. FTMSA Murraysville just completed a job at the recycling center for GTMA. We found and raised a manhole and recycling center driveway under an intermunicipal agreement. This was prompted by a sewage backup at the center. We also voted to adopt a new logo. We are working on updating our website, and we are also working on our annual budget and awaiting the auditor to schedule the last 2-year audits. He sent a picture of the logo. I'll send it around if anyone would like to see it. He is open to call into our meeting if there were questions, or anyone is welcome to contact him directly with questions. He also wanted to say something to code about 171 Hillview Manor. The bank is not keeping up with it. The grass is 2 feet plus high. And he wanted to know, it's not technically water related, but wanted to know if the board could address that.
I will pass that along to John.
Thank you. If you would like to pass that around, that is the new logo. Somebody would like to make a motion to accept. I will second the motion to accept the water authority report. All in favor?
Aye.
Flip to the top. I don't
Oh,
want to see
that's
all
okay.
that.
It's every time a water problem has happened in Bob and Tina's conversations. Just keep scrolling
There
to
it
get there. Sorry, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Great. Park report.
Very short. I was
Very nice.
involved in a phone call yesterday with Trish Newdeck from DCR and Nicole Associates with Sally Conklin. The grant being transferred to Gilpin Township is 100% complete and approved. the extension is approved and the conversion of the park rehabilitation grant has been changed to a small communities grant, giving us an additional $30,000 without matching funds.
Make a motion to accept the park report.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
And I have one other thing to add. I would like to, moving forward, add an F for the regional comp plan
Okay.
report. And do we need to make a motion to amend the agenda if I want to talk about it tonight, Tim? Or can I just, it's just informational, I mean, we're not, no action will come
Yeah,
out of
I
it.
mean, have an issue.
No issue, so just
Yeah, we're
update
not
everyone on
taking
where
any
we're
action.
at with the regional comp plan.
Just 1 second. So you want this to be a standing
A
item?
standing item in reports moving forward.
So Sharon, just making sure you got that it wasn't just a tonight ad, it's a standing
Yeah, you
item.
can have that
Okay.
as a standing item. So,
Sorry, go ahead.
as an update on the comp plan, the
Why don't you
committee,
just amend the agenda
Okay.
tonight?
I'll make a motion to amend the agenda to include item F under reports for regional comp plan report.
I will second.
Just saying.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Charlie, carry
Okay,
on.
if I could update everyone on the regional comp plan. It's been ongoing, as everyone knows, for a while. We've got the bank accounts opened. We've been having our meetings pretty much monthly, sometimes twice a month. We did put out an RFP last month, to which we got 8 responses, which is pretty big for a comp plan. Some of those were partnered responses of multiple firms partnering together into one RFP. We had a meeting last week where we narrowed it down to 3 firms that we want to interview, and we will be conducting those interviews on Thursday of this week. And from there, I will be bringing a recommendation to this board to award a proposal for the regional comp plan. We are the administrators of this grant, so overall, we get the say on voting who gets to do it, how we spend the funds, etc. So I will have a full report for everyone next month on that, as well as recommendation for a firm.
Thank you, Charlie. I'll make a motion to accept the regional comp plan report.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Great. Communications, in your packet, you'll see the minutes from municipal authority meeting. You'll also see a thank you letter from Gilpin Township Volunteer Fire Department for the donation that we made and approved to them. And I don't believe there's any other additional communications to be shared at this time.
One thing I just want to throw out, it's not necessarily communication, but kind of is, they announced the Act 13 funds, our Marcellus jail money that we get every year from the state, from the PUC. Ours has almost doubled this year from what we budgeted. Not quite. We budgeted 14.5 and we are getting 25,000 this year. That's due to an increase in, there were 400 new wells drilled this year, as well as an increase in the prices of natural gas causing higher collections for Act 13. So we will see a nice little bump of an extra 10,000,
That's good.
just so everyone's aware.
Thank
That
you,
should be coming
Charlie.
later this month.
Thank you. Okay, opening up for visitors' comments.
In regards to your salt, Kevin and I have talked about that. What you need to seriously be looking at is a dome to protect your ashes, to keep it dry, so you can use it, and don't freeze up. Because if the application is put on the road properly, they generate heat because they're black from the sun and melt the roads. Far better than salt, because salt only works to 20 degrees.
Thank you, Mr. Martin.
That's what we are looking into right now, is kind of a dome. Something, yes.
Any other visitor comments? Okay. Moving on, is there a need for additional executive session?
Negative.
Okay, calendar additions, we do need to confirm and set the hearing for, I think you said we need 30 days, our next meeting is July 21st, so that would
That works.
work.
Yep.
Does the board feel that setting that
We do it way before.
right before? How, Tim, I think the last couple times we've done,
Spending way too much time.
yeah, we've done an hour
Can
and
we
we've
just
only needed
do it like
30.
we did our hearing tonight and do it as part of our
Whatever you guys.
meeting? I mean,
I would prefer we do that, to schedule it as
We
part
have
of our
our meeting
regular
at
meeting.
5:45.
yeah, I mean,
5:40, I can make 5:45 work if everybody else can.
I could probably swing it. Yeah, that should be okay.
I think 5:45. is
So
great.
a public hearing at 5:45 on the 21st prior to our 6 PM board meeting. calendar edition. Any other calendar editions? All right. Is there a
Motion to
motion?
adjourn.
So
Second.
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thanks, everybody.
74, yeah.
Yeah.
Good job, guys.
So tell me what was the other thing that this was missing? I didn't catch that. You said there was another part that you had to buy.
Well,
You said $200 or something. $8,200 for what?
Karen?